One of the worst feelings you can experience as an employee is finding out that you have been underpaid. It is humiliating, frustrating, and not to mention demoralizing. Over time in your chosen career, you begin to wonder if you are being paid well enough or underpaid. A lot of employees get job satisfaction from having done a good job. Well, some are motivated by the thoughts of receiving good pay and even a raise in the current pay. But somehow, not everyone knows that they are being underpaid. And even that is a problem. Before we go into the details of the 7 signals that you are underpaid, why not quickly click on the subscribe icon and the bell icon beside it to get more interesting content like this. Also, check out our videos on how motivation works to understand the importance of this video. For most employees, good pay is a great motivator if you give them something to strive for. No matter how good they try to balance their work life, if they don't have that motivation, they won't reach their full potential at work. Being underpaid chronically is a serious problem. It has serious repercussions. You may not notice it, but if you are underpaid now, there is a greater chance that you will be underpaid in the future. But that is not always the case. Knowing the signals that you are underpaid is a good place to start. There are very obvious signs and there are subtle ones. Continue watching this video to see the 7 signals that show you are underpaid. Number 7, your company is flourishing financially. One of the first ways to know that you are underpaid is when you go through your company's record and you notice a significant increase in the company's profits, and yet no increase in your salary. When your company goes through a bumper year and reap financial rewards, or when they move location to a pristine new office block or begin to buy expensive needless furniture for the office, and there has been no salary increase for your efforts in helping the company grow, that is just unfair in every word of it. If a company is flourishing financially and growing, its employees should also benefit from that growth and should be rewarded for their efforts. Number 6, you have never asked for it. Another sign that you are being underpaid is if you have never asked for it. Are you too afraid to ask? Do you think you are not worth a salary increase? In this case, your employer is not to blame. You have become your worst enemy. And your lack of confidence to demand what you deserve is the reason for your underpayment. On a brighter note, you are not alone. A lot of employees do not know how to demand what belongs to them. But be brave. Take the chance. Book a meeting with your employer, call it career progression, then say it as you feel it. Number 5, increased responsibility, same pay. One way to know you are being underpaid is when your employer entrusts into your care more responsibilities at work and, accompanying it, is no effort in increasing your salary. When you achieve everything you can, putting in lots of effort and breaking limits, but then there are no promotions coming your way, you are likely underpaid. Without an increased remuneration, there shouldn't be increased responsibility. That is common sense. Number 4, similar jobs offer more. When it comes to talking about issues regarding money, there are lots of gray areas and no-go areas, especially when you discuss it with a colleague who is at the same level as you and receives the same salary. But apart from them and the internet, how else do you think you would find similar jobs that offer more? Once a colleague quits his or her job, the company puts up a new job advert. And if the salary in that advert is more than you are currently receiving, then you are significantly underpaid. In the scenario, while going through the internet, you stumble on a job offer with details and responsibilities similar to your current job and a better salary. Then, my friend, this is another sign that you're underpaid. Number 3, high turnover rate of company staff. It is very simple logic that a company that has a higher staff turnover rate has underpaid staff. If you're a veteran in your office and you're surrounded by new faces now and then, and your salary remains the same, bad news, you are grossly underpaid. Why? One of the reasons is because companies' hiring processes are expensive, and they take up lots of companies' resources that could have been spent on paying loyal employees. Secondly, your colleagues who left probably spoke up and nothing was done, so they had to move on. Number 2, have never received a pay raise. How long have you been working at your current job? And since the time you started, when did you get a pay increase? If the answer to that question is neverary, then you are largely underpaid. Although it is not a legal requirement, companies are meant to organize review meetings with individual employees and their managers every year. This itself is a common practice, as annual reviews help to allow employees to go over their stay in the company and list out their benefits and what they have been made to endure. It is also an opportunity for them to bring up and discuss matters relating to salary increases, either on annual reviews or salary reviews. So if your salary never increases and your employer always dodges the idea of the annual review, or the meeting never involves a salary increase, then you are underpaid. Number 1. Receiving a marginal pay raise. Oh great, you are finally remembered! You got a pay raise! Hooray for you! But if you have been watching this video and relaxing because you received a pay increase once or twice in the past 12 months, believe me, I am happy for you. But do you know that doesn't mean you are in the pay grade you should be? Come to think of it, get a piece of paper and a pen because you'll need it real quick. Do the math yourself. How much were you given? What is the current inflation rate? Is there any significant increase from the last pay and the inflation rate then? Great, I'm glad you figured this out yourself. True, you got a raise, but it is marginal. If you find out you're underpaid, there are 3 ways to go about this. First, you can start by speaking to your current employer, seeking a raise. And if that doesn't work out, secondly, you can seek a new employer. Or the third way, you can continue in your current job and current salary. In the end, it's up to you.